Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the GROW program. Thank you for tuning in. Sometimes, as you journey through life, you have to do things that are not popular, but are the right things. And even though it's the right thing, you have people along who telling you they don't want you to do it though, or speak out for it because it's not popular, but it's right, and you driven, and you know it's the right thing, and you got to keep on. So, when God put a purpose in front of your life, give something for you to do, you can't let nothing deter you. You can't stop. You have to keep on. Just like all the other legends. What if they'd been deterred, or somebody told them, no, we don't want to do that. We just gonna make things the way they are. We gonna wait and just hope and pray that change gonna come. One day something gonna be different. Jesus gonna come and he gonna make things. He gonna make a way. But faith without works is dead. So you got to remember, as you journey through life, always do the right thing. Always put what's on your heart to do when it comes to doing the right thing. But don't do wrong. Don't do spite. Don't go eye for eye, because if you go eye for eye, then everybody will be blind. So we can't do that. So we got to rise above and be better. And I talk about, how we oppressing one another and how we doing in the community. Look, I'm going to tell you something. You got this stuff out there. You got Facebook, Instagram, World Star, all this other different things. But we are oppressing each other, people. When you see a tragic situation and you see a young man fall out in the street, this breaks my heart. You see a young man out in the street, he done fell out from drugs. But instead of you helping him and lifting him up and calling the ambulance, you push the record button so y'all can have something to laugh and talk about. But that's not right. And another thing, we got this TV show. This our TV show is the First 48. We got the First 48. That's our TV show. And I'm going to tell you something, I can't stand that TV show. I can't stand the First 48, because they glorify this violence that's going on in the community. What are you doing, First 48? Instead of making money off this crime, what are you doing to make a difference? How are you teaching the young men and women as you going along with your cameraman and you talking to folks and trying to find out who committed the crime? Or you in the meantime on the side talking to the other young men and women who will witness the body laying in the street? Are you telling them, well, you know what? We don't want you to be there. So we want to talk to you and change your mindset. So, you don't have to be a product of your environment. What you going to do, young man and young woman? You're going to rise above your circumstances. You're going to stop feeding that evil music and putting that in your spirit. You're going to stop whopping in the street. You're going to stop gang banging, thugging, thieving, conniving, getting over, stealing, robbing, maiming, injuring, hurting. You don't stop doing all that, because I'm going to tell you something. If you don't, they got something for you. It's called the federal system. They're going to tack on all your other crimes on top of this crime. They all add up. You think, no, they don't go back. Yes, they do. They go all the way back to the beginning. The federal government got a file on you. If you under their radar, they got a file on you that dates back to the time that you entered into this world. And it goes by a 9-digit number that follows you everywhere you go in life. You can think you under the radar. You can think you ducking and dodging. You can think don't nobody know, but we living in the age of technology. They beginning to know things now. 2 and 2 begin to add up. It didn't add up back in the day when it wasn't computers and things going on. But they starting to see different things. You don't stop. They already trying to find different ways to get rid of us. So now they slap on the federal charges. And once the federal charges come in, it ain't no fighting that. So you might as well just give up, because you can't fight the government. Think on this. Think about that the government, thank God, wasn't around when Dr. King was trying to do what he was doing, because he opposed the government system of how they were doing people. He opposed how the government was treating people. That was denying people their civil rights. To be honest with you, that's what the marching was about. It was about civil rights, but they put voting in there, so that's fine. We need the voting rights. We need the civil rights. We need all the rights. We need equality. We need justice, because there is no justice justice for us. It's just us. There is no justice. So, you need to be a voice. You need to speak out. You need to get a part of the GROW program and start growing and come out from under that oppression. Come out from your mindset and your way you think about yourself, because you need to think better about yourself. You in this battle, but I'm gonna tell you something. That's how you get your glory. That's how you get your crown. You can't let the battle defeat you. Whatever you going through, you don't need nothing. I used to say I need coffee. I don't need coffee. I didn't come in the world with coffee. I don't need coffee. I don't need nothing, because look, all I need is God. Because as long as I got God on my side, I can get through anything. I'm not afraid of nothing. I used to be afraid of this house. I used to be afraid of these demons, but they don't even scare me no more. I walk in power. The Lord said, fear not, my child. He said, walk in faith and not by sight. Step out and he give us a sense of power, not of fear. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. So God is on my side. He right here. So I step out there on faith, knowing that God is right here. As long as I'm living a life in honor and glory, then I know any battle that come up against me, I can defeat. My mind is and my thoughts are on the victim this morning, on the man who committed suicide. I'm very sorry to hear that. Mr. Charles Brown, in memoriam to you. I'm thinking on you today, and the other victims of suicide. I lost my brother to suicide. I attempted suicide at 14. So I know the pain. I know the despair. I know what you're feeling. I know the hopelessness. I done been there. So, I'm trying to help you, lift you up. I wish I could have talked to him. But see, we never know. Just like Robin Williams, they got a smile on their face, but then you don't know what's going on the inside. My brother was the same way. He used to laugh and joke and clown and have everybody laughing, but we didn't know the pain that he was dealing with. So I'm gonna tell you something. Grab your loved ones close. If they go right now. We in a turmoil. This United States is in a turmoil right now. And on top of that, we facing a racial reckoning. It's some things that's coming up right now that's getting ready to happen. But see, people losing hope. We done voted people into office who can't even sit down and come up with a budget. You mean to tell me this group of people that we done elected into the Congress can't sit down like adults and work out a budget? I can sit down and work out anything with anybody. People out here who hurting. They losing despair. They losing things, losing money, losing jobs, losing houses, losing cars, losing kids, losing their livelihood. This is all they knew. Their whole life is gone down the drain because one man thought that something was a joke. Well, I'm going to tell you something. You see what's going on now is not a joke. This ain't a joke. You need to get your heart and your mind right, or you're going to be left behind. You're going to be a tormented soul. You're going to have to answer when you get to the other side, because you got to leave up out of here. Your day and time is coming. You can't call in on this one. You got to make that appointment, and when you make that appointment, there's some soul catchers on the other side waiting on you. If you ain't got your heart and your mind right, you're going to be messed up. You're going to be tore up from the flow up. And I'm telling you right now, before you make it over there, that you need to change up some stuff. That goes for you too, Donald Trump. You need to change up some stuff. Ain't nobody walking on this face of this earth is not going to make that appointment. That appointment is coming one day or another. I got one, you got one, everybody got one. So before we make it to there, we don't know when it is, but before we make it, I'm telling you, you need to get your heart and your mind right and start doing people right. Otherwise, if you don't, you got to answer. Let's grow. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom, through our mind and our heart, the way we do ourselves and the way we do others. You got to check it. You got to get it right. Let's grow.